Yo, what's up everybody? We're gonna be testing out Summer Margaret today. Shout out to my boy Paifu for letting me his account to do this. To show y'all how actually insane this unit is. The team I'm gonna be using is a full angel team. Just so it complements her like perfectly. And we get the most amount of her passive off. So we're gonna get like the full 40% basic stats for everyone off rip. From what I know, this should work perfectly. And everyone here is 1-6 except for Liz. She's 6-6. And I'm running the specialized triple defense gear on Liz. And she has the recovery rate R piece. So with the Tar Mealing. So she just lives way better, right? Running the Nid set for even more DPS. Also, with this card set, we are able to one-shot a lot of the first phases. Like, we don't really need to stay back and build up anything. With this team now, we have that amount of DPS. So no matter what we do, it's always going to be a one-turn play to clear phase 1. Which is very nice. I didn't really explain what exactly Margaret does. But she has a stance cancel card. That's her attack card. And the buff card, it reduces damage taken, and you can get attack related stats for like the higher cards, but you don't really need to because you get decent DPS without it. And every debuff you cleanse, you do get like a recovery, so it's like a heal in its own right. It is pretty nice. Her passive is that in Demonic Beast, for every ally that's a goddess, you get 10% basic stats, so we're getting 40%. And once we buff, we increase our damage dealt for goddesses by 15% up to 45%. So 3 buffs gives us max stacks, which is very nice. That's excluding her relic, by the way. Like with this team, you would see how easy it is. One problem you might run into is removing too many stances. Like this team removes a lot of stances. If I had equipped the green, like Summer Freya, we would be removing stances basically at almost every single card we're able to attack with. The survivability of this team is really good. Damage is insane. So if you're free to play and you have these units or have goddesses fairly built, I can recommend something for her. Floor 1 pretty fast, very easy. You're gonna have no problems farming floor 1 or 2 with this. Floor 3 is gonna take a little bit RNG, but you still be very much fine, and she speeds up the clearing speed by a lot. Floor 2 is going to be basically the same. We are going to be one-turning phase 1 because our attack is already very high. So I can see like if you're running either Freya, it could work, but green Freya, you would have slight more complications on floor 3, but either Freya could work. Also, I don't really think you need Freya or even Mael in the same squad for this to work. You could probably like switch out certain units and you could get this to work because the versatility this unit gives you is very nice. Swapping out certain units, I don't see you like failing a lot from it, but it would take us, it would take longer, but I don't think there's a necessity for these specific units. You could use other units and have success as well. One thing you might have to really like look out for is when cycling cards, because there's probably going to be a time when you get your hands, like your hand's gonna fill up with like maybe heals, the cleanse, and like her like Liz cards and Ludo cards without any like without a lot of DPS is what I'm trying to say. And when that happens, that's when it would slow down your play. So try keep cycling cards in a smart way and using cards in certain plays that you can push an ult to just have DPS at least every single turn. Like Miles level 2 AoE here just does crazy DPS. That's another thing. What Margaret really enabled for this team is that you don't need to like hold back for ult and or card. You can use either and you know you're gonna be doing decent damage. Your survivability just went up like a lot, and now your DPS is just way more consistent. Even at 1-6, you'll see we hit for some insane numbers. Keep in mind, that's through 3 blue buffs he has. Miles doing that with level 1 cards. That's how strong this is. Like, that's not even a joke. Before, if he had 2, I wouldn't even be able to hit maybe 250k. Now I'm easily doing that with level 1s. That's insane. Like, look at his attack. Plus 49,000. Unfair. That's insane. Like, we don't even need to remove here. I had to test this. Like, I had the buff removal, but I wanted to see the DPS through it. Like, look at that. 350 level 1 through 4 blue buffs. That's insane. Any other run, that would have been failure without the buff removal. Floor 3 as well. Like, normally, if you had to like max cosmetic and stuff to really hit that kill for phase 1, you can casually do it now. You don't need max cosmetics. You just breeze through this. No need to wait on phase 1 anymore for full plays. Like, this is the phase where I think having green Freya white might give you some decent drawback, because your only attack for your Margaret, right, is going to be a stance removal. Then having two attacks for green Freya would be both stance removals, and you would be just stacking his bar. And you can't really hold back a lot because the ult for Mael also removes stances. So it's going to be like a juggle of cards. So running red here, it gives you less ways to remove stances, in which it helps to keep your bar lower while maintaining better control over the darkness. We don't really need to worry that much about Liz here. As long as we don't really stack any darkness on her, she will not be dying even with lower HP. And I don't really think you need like a crit resist set or anything. Like, the triple defense is more than enough. Because I've seen some builds with Liz running like, I think it was double defense, crit resist, middle. I don't think it's needed for all that just to survive this. Like, she survives just like perfectly enough with just the set. If you have higher ults, you would be speeding through this. Trust me. 1/6, it's gonna be way slower, obviously. But at this rate, we're still breezing through this, and we're not even like being really held up with like any difficulties. .16 mile, 1.2 mil, easily. This is where I love it, because like how the Rag team you keep pushing your all over and over constantly. For this team, you kind of do the same, but you can guarantee higher DPS with ults and cards, and with the more consistency. Like, what Margaret brings to the table here is so worth it, because the DPS just skyrockets. Your survivability is just too good for you to ignore it. Her damage itself isn't something you're gonna write home about, but what she brings to the table is more than enough. And for me, I think for a free-to-play, she is worth the summon. If you have the extra diamonds and really need that unit still, or want that unit still, I say you can go for it. But if you are if you're at a spot where you have a comfortable team to farm this every week, I don't think it's really needed. But if you summon for her, I won't blame you. She is worth it. I was thinking of just burning the ult, but I decided not to because this is an easier play. We can get that 70% HP down, get the last of his bar, and then we can just ult all our way out and just finish easily before he even gets stats or anything. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Very easy. Like, our ults are hitting crazy damage at 1/6. Like, this unit for me, I think is very much worth it. Like, she is worth the summon if you're able to get her. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.